Welcome to the first episode of the ASEP podcast Let's Talk About Slovenian Art. My name is Tjaša and I will be the host of this podcast. I am ASEP Junior Fellow 2021 and I am a PhD student of art history at the Leipzig University. This ASEP podcast is devoted to art in Slovenia, where we will talk about Slovenian rich and versatile culture made up of folklore, customs, theatre, music, food, written words and visual arts. Throughout the series of episodes, we will get to know numerous talented Slovenian artists who are actively involved in domestic and foreign cultural scenes. We will discuss with them how they see Slovenian art today, what are the opportunities and challenges, what is their vision of the Slovenian art world, and how this can be compared to the foreign artistic practices. In today's podcast, we host academic painter and singer Eva Pavli. Eva, thank you very much for joining me today. I know how busy you are. Just a few days ago, you released your new album, Sreči. Sincere congratulations on your success. But first, when we start talking, let me introduce you a little bit. Eva received her master thesis in 2017 from the Academy of Music in Ljubljana in the class of Barbara Jernečič-Furst, and in the same year she graduated from the Academy of Fine Arts in Ljubljana, majoring in painting under the supervision of Professor Žiga Kariš. She is currently studying at the postmaster program at the Academy in Zagreb under the supervision of Professor Martina Zadro. Eva gained additional knowledge by collaborating with renowned opera singers and pedagogues at home and abroad, such as Marko Spink, Snežana Nena Brezaković, Kristina Laki, and others. At the Bruna Spiller International Singing Competition in Montenegro, she received a gold award and a special award for performing a French solo song. Since 2014, she has been participating as an additional core member at the SNG Opera and Ballet Ljubljana. She regularly performs in Slovenia and has toured abroad. Eva is a member and co-author of the group Tosca Beat, although she also creates her own music. In September 2019, she performed with Belgian rapper Miss Angel and French singer Jeremy Lior at the Berci Arena in Paris with the anthem Let's Go Together, which she wrote for Euro Volley 2019. Last year, Eva released 3 original songs, and this year she presented herself with 2 new singles, Mijim and Juno, with her own stop-motion lyric video. This month, Eva will present her new project Sreči with her original songs and a short film at the new art center Cukrarna in Ljubljana. Eva, you are very creative and talented, and later in the episode we will talk more about your art, but let's start with a more general question. So I'm interested, why do you do what you do? Why art? What or who inspires you? We all know that one chooses art as a profession and the path can be quite hard and challenging, but it is rewarding as well, right?
Yes, at first, thank you for inviting me. You entered with such a beautiful words, and of course, yes, I'm very honored to start this with you. Yes, in my family, I was always supported as an artist. My grandpa was an artist, so it was kind of obvious in a way that my path will lead to art academy. So it was not hard for me in that way, because I was always heard and being led by my parents and by my grandpa as well. In my childhood, I was my parents was always excited when I painted or draw something nice, or when I sang, and probably this is the answer why I chose art.
You were surrounded by it.
I was always surrounded by art, so it was like a, I don't know, call from above. My grandpa was always my inspiration, my great inspiration, and I never felt in a shadow. He was a famous Slovenian artist, We were always discussing about art, painting together and debating, and I liked him very much, of course. So when I wanted to go to the academy, he taught me the basics of the drawing and perspective and painting. So it was cozy in a way for me. So yeah, and lately I started with classical singing. And I started to like classical singing so much. So I fell into it so much. I was searching for more knowledge. And I started my studies on the second this music academy, and music was always very important to me, and I could never choose between art and music. For me, it's kind of a perfect combo. It's hard sometimes, but yes, the pleasures that art gives you is so rewarding that I never thought I could be anything else.
So it was a call, like you said.
Yeah, definitely.
Very inspiring. And you're an artist of many talents. As you said, your creativity does not end with singing or painting. We could also see you as a model, you dance, you write your own music, you are a producer in your short film, Sreči. Can you choose your preferred art genre, or do you like more to intertwine different disciplines in your artistic process?
I say that people always exaggerate a bit, but it's true. I have a lot of hobbies, but my profession is still only singing and painting. In the last few years, more maybe singing. But during the Corona time, I started to painting again. So yeah, I can again say that I'm maybe painting more. I have also a bit of OCD, I think, so I can quickly get bored. But usually, I really try hard to finish something that I started.
Are we going to be able to see any of your paintings?
I think, yeah, sooner or later. But yeah, so yeah, I was always inspired by the whole package artists, or rather holistic artists who are like, the whole they are representing their art like with the whole body and soul. Um, I try to build my art on a concept, like we were taught on the academy, on an art academy. Yes, and concept is very important for me. Um, I was always like to intertwine or switch between different art disciplines. And that's why I probably like opera so much, because it combines music, movement, and visuals on the stage where this magic happens.
Perfect. Thank you. And my next question is, what do you think is the recipe for being unique in the crowd of like how to stand up, how to be innovative today? What do you think best describes you? How do you stand out? How much, and then a bit more in general, how much innovation is to demand from Slovenian art, for example?
Yeah, I think it's very, very hard. But I think that, yeah, I read someday that some time ago that musicians produce and upload to streaming platforms like Spotify and others over 60,000 songs a day.
Wow.
And yeah, it's quite scary, huh? Right?
Yes.
So yeah, I always think that swimming in such an ocean of the music industry is it's not easy, but still I think the most important is to follow your inner self, your instinct, and you should not listen to anybody, and not anybody, but to everybody. um, we're trying so badly to be like the others, and there's a threat that one day we'll be all be similar to each other, with same iPhones, similar hair, similar stylings, so I think the recipe is to stand out, and to stand out is to be yourself, not your version of copy of others, but yourself. So I think it's important for a musician today to stay true to himself, or herself. Otherwise, we can quickly get lost in a sea of advices and, you know, and styles. So uniqueness is what counts today, I think, to be different. And you have to trust yourself, of course. But if you become sovereign, then I think that you really need to, trust yourself. And when you stubbornly follow your idea, then over time a trace can be seen, and this trace becomes stronger and stronger every day, and of course more recognizable.
Do you need that? You need to be brave as well to,
Of
to
course.
stand out.
Of course, because you share your art, and your art is what you are, So good point. It's you need to be very brave, because there will always be critics, and it's not easy, sometimes.
Yeah. Someone who will say you that you're not right or you're doing everything wrong and you're not good
There will
enough.
always
Right?
be people who will say to you this. So braveness and being stubborn.
Stubborn, yes, yes, exactly.
Perfect combination.
Okay, okay, yes, that's very interesting. Do you have a favorite Slovenian artist, visual or vocal, which you may be inspired by, or is just a favorite?
um, I think it may sound cliche, but my favorite visual artist is still my grandpa, because I know him so well. So and I'm nostalgic when I think of him. So he's now dead for 10 years. But when I look at his paintings, I don't know, they're incredible. So this I'm sure that he's my favorite artist, a Slovenian artist still. But then I have a lot of music friends and colleagues which I really admire, and one is for sure Hugo Smith, aka Hugh, who is my music producer, and who is incredibly talented young man. And there are others like Hauptmann, and some music groups, and I think Slovenia has a lot of um, young, talented music artists who will, I think, they will grow bigger in a few years.
I strongly agree with you on that. And on your favorite Slovenian visual artist as well, because he's one of my favorites as well. So we share the same admiration, understanding. Okay, so Eva, what character would you give to contemporary visual Slovenian art? What do you think describes it the most? Would you change anything in your opinion? What is the biggest challenge Slovenian art is facing today?
It's kind of strange when I think of Slovenian art and Slovenian art market, because I think that in the past, Slovenian art flourished, for example, during the Yugoslavian era, but I think then it slept a bit. So it might be connected with the fact that Slovenia is a very young country, and the nation needs some time to become more self-confident, maybe. And the art market is also very small indeed, because Slovenia, we have also only 2 million people. So I think in Slovenia we even can't talk about the art market seriously in a way. It's quite funny, but on the other hand, it's not funny because it's quite sad. So I would change, of course, many things, but the first, it would be probably people in Slovenia are very envious. So I really don't like this, and because of this, we think, because we are small, that we need to keep everything for ourselves. So I think I miss also the openness of the people, and consequently the artists, and I miss people to share more the business and the knowledge they have. So I think, this openness and sharing, this I would change the first.
And maybe if we relate to the previous question, the braveness, to go out, to go
To stand
internationally,
out,
to
yeah.
connect. Yes, exactly. And my another question is connected to that. What about the artists? Are you connect with each other? Are there any international connection between the artists, if not the public?
Yeah, as I said, I missed the connection between artists first, and then and also, of course, between the international artists and Slovenian artists. So um, when I was on the Fine Art Academy, Professor Žiga Kariš said to me that, or to the whole class, he said, yes, now I will tell you one very simple thing that one other professor told me. And he said, just share everything. So I remember this every time, because it's true. When you share your experiences, your knowledge, and your business, of course, business opportunities, it will come to you like a boomerang. um, I think everything comes around. So yeah, I had very good experience when we have this Euro Volley 2019 project. We collaborated with Belgian rapper Misael Angel and French singer Jeremy Lior, and the producer was Slovenian producer, and I was also singing. So it was one of the greatest experiences in my life. Um, and nowadays, Slovenia is very small, so you need to go abroad. Then you can come back and make changes here, I think.
And you still can be connected with your own country, you just go out and promote it and connecting with other people. And I think this is just an added value.
Of course, the connections are so good. You can be like anywhere on the earth, and you can still be connected. You have internet, you have everything, so it's easy today.
And if we still talk a little bit more about the connections and also the finances, how to financially survive as, we can say, artists or Slovenian artists, and at the same time be good at what you do. What do you think? You said a little bit about the art market. Can you compare it on an international level? And we said that we think that the changes are necessary, but where and how to start, you think?
I think here in art, the ingenuity is very, very important. So, and you need to be, sometimes they say you need to be on the right place at the right time, but still you need to work hard, and you can easily become lazy, because if you're a freelancer, you know how is it, you make your own schedule, and um, it's not easy, of course. It's if you like to work in this, if you like to be an artist, then it's rewarding, but still it's can be a great struggle as well. So yeah, I think very important is that we acknowledge people that art is important, that we need art, because the art is our future and our culture, and art determines also the nation. So, and you know so this, I think.
But do you think in Slovenia, we still think it's okay to spend money on, I don't know, on food, or it's easy to spend on food, but to pay a ticket to go to, I don't know, opera, or to buy a painting, or to, you know, I don't know, just listen to music on Spotify, not everywhere else.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
just
yeah, yeah, that's true. Yes, as I said, it's the most important is to acknowledge people there that we need art, the art is important, that it's not like that it's nice to have paintings on your walls, that they're rewarding, they're
give you joy.
give you joy. Yeah, and that art makes life better. So
I agree with you.
Yeah, and it starts in the school, of course.
Yes, yes. Probably even before, you were very lucky to be surrounded by art all your childhood. And I think even in the kindergarten or later on, it's important to have music, to have, I don't know, art lectures as well.
Yeah,
To,
that's true.
because yes,
Sorry.
yes. No, no, no
I
problem.
wanted to say it's also different when the nation counts only 2 million, of course. Comparing to any other nation is very, it's obvious. So we can't compare, our art market can't compare with other markets. Um, so of course, yes, changes are very, very welcome always.
Yeah, we should stay positive. I hope
Positive
it
and
will be better in the future.
start early in the school.
Yes.
More art, how do you say, predmeti,
Subject.
subjects,
Our
yeah,
subjects, yes.
art subjects, yeah.
Yes, I agree.
Agree.
Eva, we continue. You're an artist who is extremely connected with Slovenian culture, with nature. You love nature and Slovenian language. The lyrics of your songs are mostly in Slovene. I wonder, can you express yourself more easily in your mother tongue? And what do you think is the significance of the Slovenian language in music? Can you sing songs in a foreign language with the same strong emotionality?
I think yes, but I think it's first I would say, as an artist, we all have great power to spread our thoughts, and I feel as a great responsibility to be an artist, um, and you can be heard. It's very important, yeah, what you are telling people in the art and your music. So and when you're a 2 million people nation, it's always a question if you would rather sing in Slovenian or maybe in English, because people can hear you more maybe if you, and I think we all dream about going further and abroad and internationally, of course. So yeah, but still, I think you need to be very sovereign first on your mother's land. And Slovenian language is very beautiful and yet exotic, maybe for other people. So it's beautiful when you sing in Slovenian, in your mother language, always, I think. And it's remember we had this conversation about the language, and you said it can be something sometimes stingy, and awkward maybe. You need a lot of words to tell something, to make a statement or to tell something. So it can be very stubborn, the language, but still you need to try hard. And after time, I think it becomes more natural. You feel more natural. And also, I like to use slang, because even in English, singers, when you listen to English songs, it's always, we all know that it's English, but it's also slang, and it's very important to use it in a good way, I think. Yeah, and of course, you express your feelings the most in your language I think, in the language that you think in,
And your dream.
because it's more, yeah, in your dream yeah, yeah.
Mm. Yes, I really like that aspect of you when you sing in the slang as well. Um, I think it sounds, you know, natural as well. I believe you more. Sometimes we have this feeling. I don't know. I'm from Maribor, and if we talk somewhere else, we have a feeling that we need to sound correct. We can't hide it. You can't hide your dialect or your slang and I think sometimes it's just more natural. If you just use it in your song as you are. You said that you need to be, you know, the true who you are, in your music, in your paintings. So I think that's who you are, using slang, using dialects.
That's true, and Slovenia has this great diversity of the dialects. We have on this small in this small country we have, I don't know, 250 dialects. It's crazy when you think of it. So yeah, it's a good way to promote the dialects, and I always like to hear some dialects in the music. For example, I don't know. MK, for example, which we had a collaboration. He's from Maribor, as you are, and yeah, I always liked. He made this dialect so cool in a way,
Yes, yes.
And yeah, and this is the great thing, I think.
And I think people can relate to it, And if you hear someone from Maribor singing, and then if you have a collaboration, and I'm like, yeah, I can relate to him. I love her dialect. So it's about the connectivity here.
Yeah,
So
true,
yeah,
true,
well done on that.
true.
So Don, if we are a little bit more personal now, can you tell us how do you stay productive? How do you start your working day as a freelancer or artist? Because in the past 2 years we faced many challenges, and I think at one point we were all struggling to be creative on every level. What is your recipe? How do you stay focused?
Yeah, it's I don't know. It's not easy, of course. Every day is different. As a freelancer, sometimes I hardly take some free time, of course, but sometimes I have all time in on a world. So it's also a bit conditioned by the time of the year. For me as a singer, during the summer, I usually have more free time. There's not so many gigs and concerts, so and there's also less exhibitions happening. And during the fall and the winter, I usually have a lot of performances. For example, now sometimes corpo events. So I'm very productive. I usually start my day with coffee. I'm not a morning person, so I need a little boost.
I feel you on that.
Yeah. Then I try to be as quick as possible, productive, but sometimes I need some time. So I usually open my computer and check my email box, and then I stretch a bit and start to work. Mm, I also teach singing, so it depends on the day. Sometimes I have many students. Sometimes they all got sick. How is it if you're freelancer? um, I usually make my schedule for 1 week further, so yeah,
So you have like a plan what you're going to
I
do.
have plan. I make the schedule also with my students, so it depends. If I have a concert, I have a gig or something, then I try to um, make a good schedule that I can still breathe during the week.
But can we
So,
agree that it's really hard to plan it to be creative, right? You just
yes,
can't put it
yes,
in your diary. Okay, this day I will write my music.
yes, because it can just click, and you need to sit down and think and not doing nothing, and then maybe the inspiration comes. It's not we are not robots, so um,
Do
it's
you
hard.
have weird moments, when just creation clicks in the middle of
Of
the night or
course,
yeah.
of course. I had this moment on a way back. I was driving I was driving in my car, and I think I was listening to the music, and then immediately I got one idea about the melody. So I needed to stop the car, and I recorded it, of course, because otherwise I can forget. So and the people, it was when like stop by the motor road. and some people were the truck drivers.
Oh my gosh.
I was recording with my car, and they were passing by, and it was quite funny.
It's a good story, you know.
Yeah, yeah, quite a good.
How I started my new single. You're just on the motorway,
Yeah.
surrounded by trucks. It's
I
a good
almost
story.
I almost got an accident, but
Oh gosh.
no, kidding.
Okay, we continue. How do you want people to remember you? What do you consider your greatest achievements on your creative path?
I think the greatest achievement is my latest project, Sreči. It means to luck, and because it's very complex, and I think these kind of projects are the thing that I would like people to remember me, because yeah, it's really my project, you know. Sometimes a project, and you are working hard on it, but it's not yours. But this project is like from beginning is my idea. It's my idea, and I built on this idea, this whole project. So I think this kind of projects I like the most. Yeah,
Okay, is it your own baby?
yeah, that's the word.
You say it's Srechi or to luck. So that's your message to luck?
Actually, it happened last year during the Corona time. Um, I wanted to tell you that I actually it was not bad for me this period, because I tried to be very creative, and I felt good because I started to paint again, and I suddenly have time for all the stuff that I thought I didn't have time for it. You know, how was it? So I started some new things and hobbies as well, and um, also I started this project. Yeah. And I found myself in the middle of searching of happiness, you know, because it was a strange period in a way. I was happy in one hand, and on the other hand, I didn't know what will happen with artists, and you know, we didn't have gigs, we didn't have concerts, everything stopped suddenly. So yeah, but I tried to be positive, of course, as we all did, and yeah, this project like helped me in a way, to grow and to stay positive. And so I was like, Srechi, it means to luck, to happiness, or to luck more. It's like it means like to writing letters to luck, or you know, um,
It's a diary.
yeah, like a diary. And um, I dedicated this to my happiness,
Oh,
like
that's
this.
a very good message.
Yeah.
It's a very good message. So, what is something about you that would surprise people? Is there something?
I like this one. uh, okay. Usually people are surprised about the amount of food I can eat, because I'm quite skinny, and also the things I eat, because I eat everything literally. I was never picky, and I like to try new food, you know, new recipes, and I'm also the other one is that I'm also a big bird enthusiast. So I often walk around with binoculars and watch birds. So it it can look suspicious as well, but I don't
Chasing them
care.
around.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, these two are, I think, are the highlights.
So, what are you most looking forward to right now?
Um, yeah, for sure. It's the multidisciplinary event I'm preparing in Sokrarna. I still don't know the date, or it will be 26th or 27th or 28th, but one of the dates. On the event, I will represent my EP, Srechi, and some of my artwork in the visuals, and a short film. Sreči, which was directed by Martin Draxler, one very aspiring young artist and director, and by me, of course. And this film will be also seen on the YouTube, and we will represent it in Crana. And as well poetry of the young poet and my friend Zala Zajc. So this combination of everything we will represent on this event. So I really, really look forward for this. Waited for this so long.
Do you think that's a new way to do it? This interdisciplinary, to connect the different like arts together, just to have like a big project, to have a movie, to sing, to have poetry, to have paintings. I think that this is, maybe it's more attractive to all the generation, to public.
I think it's always refreshing if you give to the people something new, something they're not used to it. So and the good way, when you are a freelancer and you make your own project, you can do it like you want, So it's up on you what you think, what you will create. So I think this is the good thing. Yeah, the way to do it. I mean, it depends what kind of artist you are and how do you want to see how do you want people to see your work. But I think that it's refreshing. I hope people will like it for sure.
No, definitely they'll like it. I can't wait. So we are looking forward to the movie and everything. So Eva, where do you see yourself or Slovenian art in 5 years, we can say?
I think Slovenian art is slowly awakening. There are new generations coming up, and I think Slovenian art needs some fresh air. So, but I think I am very hopeful, because I think that there's so many young, talented artists who will maybe bring some fresh air to Slovenian art. Yeah, in fine art, I mean, in visual art, and of course in music. And I see myself maybe, I don't know, somewhere in between art painting and music. Maybe on the stage, combining all this. I don't know.
Exciting.
We don't know.
It's a good plan, and it's a good. And we concluded everything very positive, with a positive message to everyone, to Slovenian art, to happiness, to your success. So I'm very happy, and I'm very happy with our conversation. It was very inspiring. Thank you very much, Eva.
Thank you for inviting me.
It's my pleasure. And at the end, if you don't mind, shall we just play a quick word association game? I'll give you 5 words.
Okay.
And you answer with one that associates you with the word I gave.
Okay.
Okay. So if I say art,
pleasure.
Success,
well-being,
language,
mother,
heritage,
proud,
Slovenia,
home.
Oh, very interesting, Eva. Thank you very much for your time, and good luck in your artistic path. And big thank you to our audience for joining us on this podcast. I hope everyone enjoyed as much as I did, and I'm looking forward to the next episode of Let's Talk About Slovenian Art, which will happen in January 2022. Eva, thanks again, and have a lovely day.
You too, and take care.
You too. Bye.
Bye.